You didn't buy a truck to gamble on a $10,000 engine failure. You bought it thinking, if I baby this thing, do the oil changes, I'll be fine for 10 years. But right now, some of the most hyped engines on the market, Ford's 3.5 EcoBoost, GM's 6.2 L87, and Ram's new 3.0 Hurricane, are showing up in NHTSA investigations, massive recalls, and forum horror stories. So today, we're not doing fanboy talk. We're putting all three into a 5-year cage match to see which one quietly drains your wallet and which one you can actually trust. By the end of this video, you're going to know which engine I'd park in my own driveway and which one I only touch if somebody else is paying the repair bill. Here's the fight card. Ford 3.5 EcoBoost, twin-turbo torquey monster, also famous for carbon buildup, timing chain stretch, and cam phaser drama that can turn into 4-figure repair tickets. GM 6.2-liter L87, the premium V8 you pay extra for, and the one that's now under a stop sale, NHTSA investigation, and a recall wave for bearing failures that can completely seize the engine with little warning. Ram 3.0 Hurricane Worried 6, the new twin-turbo inline-6 that killed the Hemi. We've already got a 48 to 50,000 mile rental torture test, owner reports, and a lot of people asking, did Ram just future-proof this? Or did we all become beta testers? The villain in this video is simple. You doing everything right as an owner, and still ending up as a statistics line in a recall bulletin, or dropping $5 on something you never saw coming. To make this fair, we're going to run the same scenario on all three. 5 years, 15,000 miles per year. Mostly normal driving, light towing here and there. You're not abusing it, but you're not a hypermiling monk either. And I'm going to show you fuel, routine maintenance. And the big one, your risk-adjusted engine failure cost, what you're really signing up for over 5 years. Let's start with the one a lot of you already own, Ford's 3.5 EcoBoost. On paper, it's everything you want. Big torque down low, feels strong even with a camper behind it. And when it's running right, it's honestly a blast to drive. But EcoBoost owners know this sound, that cold start rattle, the little dieselish chatter from the front of the engine that makes your stomach drop. Why? Because the hit list on these engines is well known now. Carbon buildup from direct injection, timing chain stretch over time, cam phaser issues leading to that famous rattle, intercooler condensation, and random misfires in the right conditions. None of these guarantee your truck dies. But when they stack up, they absolutely guarantee a big invoice. In the real world, here's what people are seeing. Timing chain plus cam phasers plus related hardware. You're talking a multi-$1,000 job once you're out of warranty. If you let it go too long and something lets go at highway speeds, you're suddenly pricing out engines, not just parts. So before we even talk fuel, we need to be honest. Owning a 3.5 EcoBoost long-term is owning a turbo V6 with homework. If you do the homework, you're probably fine. If you don't, the engine might do your studying for you with your checking account. Now let's talk about the GM 6.2-liter L87. On the surface, this is the dream. Big cube V8. Great sound, strong power in the Silverado, Sierra, Yukon, Escalade, Tahoe, Suburban. All the Halo toys. And this is the engine a lot of people justify with, yeah, it's more expensive, but it's a simple, reliable V8. I'll keep this thing forever. Except, there's a problem. In 2025, the NHTSA opens a probe into more than 877,000 GM vehicles with this engine for bearing failures that can lead to sudden engine seizure, sometimes punching a rod through the block. Then GM follows that up with a recall of nearly 600,000 trucks and SUVs. Silverado 1,500, Sierra 1,500, Yukon, Tahoe, Suburban, Escalade, all with the 6.2-liter gas V8 to inspect and potentially replace engines or at least change out to thicker oil and a new cap. Translation? The engine you paid extra for. The one the salesperson pitched as bulletproof V8 man is now on a government list under may suddenly lose power and destroy itself. Let that sink in. If you're in the recall batch and you get a full engine replacement under warranty, congratulations, you basically won the lottery. If you're out of warranty or just outside the recall V-in range and you spin a bearing, you're staring down. A full engine. Labor that can easily be in that $8,000 to $12,000 neighborhood depending on the shop and parts pricing. And that's before we talk about the value hit of owning a truck with a problem child engine code. So the 6.2-liter L87 isn't just a thirsty V8. It's a thirsty V8 that carries recall baggage and investigation risk. Now the wild card, Ram's 3.0-liter twin-turbo Hurricane Inline 6. This is the engine that was supposed to replace the HEMI and drag Ram into the high-efficiency turbo age. A lot of people wrote it off as too new, too complicated, no way I'm being the guinea pig. So what do we actually know now? We've got a 48,000 to 50,000 mile rental that spent basically a year being abused by random drivers and still came out the other side in good shape. We've got early owner reports of strong power, solid towing, and low 20s miles per gallon on highway trips when driven sanely. There are some teething issues, weird electrical quirks, occasional software gremlins, a few reports of sensor problems, thermostat issues, and the usual early production "why is this light on?" nonsense. But here's the key difference. Right now, we're not seeing the same pattern of catastrophic, widespread engine grenades that trigger 800,000 vehicle investigations. Is the Hurricane guaranteed reliable long-term? No, it's still new. But if you zoom out and compare headline risk EcoBoost, known expensive long-term issues if you ignore maintenance. 6.2 liters, active recalls and investigations over a design/production level defect. Hurricane, new and complex, but early abuse testing and owner reports are trending better than people expected. So in the reliability story, the Hurricane isn't the hero yet, but it also isn't the obvious villain. All right, let's put numbers on this. We'll keep it simple so you can mentally plug in your own fuel prices. Assumptions: 5 years, 15,000 miles per year, 75,000 miles total. Gas at $3.50 per gallon. Adjust this for your area. Real-world mixed miles per gallon numbers from owners Tosh tests. EcoBoost 3.5, 18 miles per gallon mixed if you're not flogging it. GM 6.2-liter, 16 miles per gallon mixed. These things like to drink. Ram Hurricane 3.0, 20 miles per gallon mixed in early reports. 1. Fuel cost, 5 years. EcoBoost, 18 miles per gallon. 75,000 divided by 18 is approximately 4,167 gallons. 4,167 times $3.50 is approximately $14,585 on fuel. GM 6.2, 16 miles per gallon. 75,000 divided by 16 is approximately 4,688 gallons. $4,688 times $3.50 is approximately $16,408 on fuel. Hurricane, 20 miles per gallon. 75,000 divided by 20 equals 3,750 gallons. $3,750 times $3.50 equals $13,125 on fuel. Just on fuel alone over 5 years, you're looking at roughly Hurricane saves about $1,460 versus EcoBoost. Hurricane saves about $3,280 versus the 6.2-liter. That's a decent set of wheels and tires right there. 2. Routine maintenance, 5 years. Let's lowball this on purpose, assuming you're not doing exotic stuff. Oil changes, filters, basic fluids, plugs once. EcoBoost, Turbo V6. Call it $1,800 to $2,200 over 5 years. 6.2 liters, and a V8. A bit simpler, maybe $1,500 to $1,900. Hurricane, Turbo i6. Similar to EcoBoost, say $1,800 to $2,200. We'll split the difference and say approximately $2,000 for the turbos, approximately $1,700 for the V8. Third, risk-adjusted oh crap engine cost. This is where things get spicy. We're not saying everyone will have a failure. We're saying, what does it look like if you average out the risk? Very rough ballpark numbers just to illustrate the math. EcoBoost 3.5. Let's say there's a 10% chance over 5 years you get hit with a big timing chain/cam phaser job once you're out of warranty. Cost, call it $3,500 to $4,500 depending on shop. Expected hit, 0.10 times $4,000, approximately $400 baked into your 5-year cost. GM 6.2-liter L87. We've got an active NHTSA probe into 877,000 vehicles and a recall on nearly 600,000 of them for engine defects that can cause failure or seizure. If you're covered and everything's replaced under warranty, your cost is basically time. If you're one of the unlucky ones outside the safety net, a replacement engine job can easily be $10,000 plus. Let's be conservative and say a 5% chance over 5 years that you eat that out of pocket. 0.05 times $10,000 equals $500 risk-adjusted hit. Ram Hurricane 3.0. New engine and yes. But so far, we're not seeing a tidal wave of catastrophic failures or government investigations. Let's pencil in a 3% chance of some early major issue once you're out of warranty. Maybe $4,000 if a turbo or big component goes south. 0.03 times $4,000 equals $120 risk-adjusted hit. Are those exact? No, but it gives you a way to compare risk like a budget line, not a feeling. 4. Total 5-year wallet hit. Very rough. Added up. EcoBoost. Fuel. Approximately $14,585. Maintenance. Approximately $2,000. Risk-adjusted. Big failure. Approximately $400, which is approximately $16,985 over 5 years. GM 6.2 liter. Fuel, approximately $16,408. Maintenance, approximately $1,700. Risk-adjusted big failure, approximately $500, which is approximately $18,608 over 5 years. Ram Hurricane. Fuel, approximately $13,125. Maintenance, approximately $2,000. Risk-adjusted big failure, approximately $120, which is approximately $15,245 over 5 years. So in this simplified 5-year model, the Hurricane is the cheapest to own, the EcoBoost is in the middle, and the simple, reliable 6.2 liter is ironically the most expensive when you combine fuel and recall baggage. So, who actually wins this war? If you're the short-term owner, you lease or you trade every 3 to 4 years while you're deep in warranty. The EcoBoost and Hurricane both make a ton of sense. You get the torque, you get the tech, and if something major goes wrong, it's the dealer's problem. If you're the drive it to 200,000 guy, you turn your own wrenches, you hate recalls, you just want peace. Right now, I'd personally be more nervous about the 6.2 liter than I ever expected to say on this channel, strictly because of the bearing seizure investigation and recall history. The EcoBoost can be a good long-term truck if you treat the timing/cam phaser stuff as scheduled maintenance. Not a surprise. The Hurricane is the question mark, but so far, it looks like the least cursed of the three. If I had to sign my own name on a 5-year, 75,000-mile truck right now, I'm not paying extra for a 6.2 liter until GM proves they've fully fixed the bearing issue and the recall mess is behind us. I'd buy a 3.5 EcoBoost only if I budgeted mentally for a timing/cam phaser job at some point. And for a brand new purchase, purely on 5-year math and early reliability, the Hurricane is actually the one I'm watching the closest, not as the perfect engine, but as the one with the best balance of power, efficiency, and so far, fewer headlines. But here's the thing. This isn't just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's your truck, your invoices. So I want you to drop one thing in the comments. Your engine, EcoBoost/6.2/Hurricane/other. Your miles, and the biggest single repair bill you've had so far. Parts, labor, the whole thing. Don't just say timing chain or spun bearing. Give the actual dollar amount so people shopping right now can see the real-world 5-year cost from owners, not brochures. If you're new here and you want more no BS engine comparisons and ownership cost exposés like this, hit subscribe. Next up, we're putting the old 5.7 HEMI against the Hurricane into the same 5-year math and seeing which one actually deserves to live in your driveway. This is WheelWise, and remember, the truck commercials don't pay your repair bills. The numbers do.